Hello and welcome to the video. In this video it's about this thing here. This is a Jumper Dart radio controlled paper plane. Binds to an FrSky radio using the D8 protocol. It comes with a couple of servos, it comes with a couple of bodies and allows you to fly indoors or on a super calm day outside. Or that's the idea. This is one of those models that I've had a bit of a problem with and I haven't managed to successfully having it flying around. So if you have managed to crack this one, then please leave a comment on what you've done down below. I would be fascinated. So in this video, let me just show you what comes in the box, how you build it, show you some of the tips and tricks of what I've figured out so far, and then also show you some of my abysmal attempts to actually fly this thing. The wingspan of the model is about 280 millimeters, 238 millimeters in length. Flying weight is a paltry 25 grams, and it's a little 1700 kV brush motor running a little 46 millimeter prop. Be very careful of the prop. It's very easy to install it backwards, and if you do, you'll have no thrust at all. But get the right way round, connect it to a little 3 amp brushed ESC, and you will be away. It also comes with a battery and all the pieces you need to actually put it together. All you'll need is a couple of dabs of something like hot glue and you can have it built in about 15 minutes. When you open the box, you'll find that you get 2 pieces of foam that's already creased. So although it's called a paper plane, I kind of ordered this when I was ordering some other stuff from Jumper. I thought, oh, that's really exciting. I had in my little head that I might be able to add this technology to a paper plane that I'd made. Sadly, it's not. It's actually foam, but you do get 2 of the bodies. And in my experience here, you'll definitely need both of them because any kind of crash at all with having the battery near the nose is going to pull everything apart. The build itself is pretty straightforward. Slide the rod that holds the motor mount into the 2 end pieces, glue those into the wing. There's pre-defined little dots that help you line those up perfectly, and then you need to put on the reinforcing nose bit and then install the motor in the mount at the back. Glue a little stay into the bottom of the piece. Again, all these bits are in the kit for the receiver. Then install these little micro servos underneath the wings and then connect the control surfaces up to the servos and away you go. I bound mine to an FrSky X-Lite radio. I'll show you the model setup, and this is one of the frustrating things about this. I think the manual for this is very poor. There could be an awful lot of information in here to help you get this build done successfully first time. Things like the order of the channels that you need for the receiver, the all-in-one unit actually that's in the heart of this model would have been a big benefit. So hopefully by watching this model, if you've got one of these or you've just ordered one, you can figure out how to set the radio up. But that's a channel order. If you do it like that, then you should be okay. I moved the battery around so that the center of gravity was exactly where it said in the manual. Charged the battery, took it out to the field, and it went straight to the ground and broke the nose. So back home, hot glue gun on. Fixed the damage. It wasn't too bad, so I didn't want to move all of the electronics onto the spare foam plane body, and then set it up so that I could actually throw it like a real paper plane and it would fly pretty much straight and level. So trimmed the surfaces, actually moved the central gravity back about 3-4 millimeters from where it said in the manual, and it seemed to be a little bit happier when not under power. Going back to the field, fortunately had a pretty similar experience. This time it kind of flew, but every time I applied power the nose would be all over the place and it was a complete handful. Another crash again and the nose pretty much separated. So unfortunately for me, it wasn't one of those things that I've had an awful lot of luck with, and now and again it does happen. So a couple of things to consider about this. Obviously I didn't get this one to work here, so if you have figured out where the central gravity needs to be and any tips or tricks, please post them down below, and if I can get it flying, I'll post another video and share those tips and tricks to the general audience. Be aware that it uses the D8 protocol. If you have an EU Taranis radio, you might not have the D8 protocol on if the EU options were ticked when the radio was flashed. The build instructions are absolutely terrible. The whole setup really needs to be rewritten, and Jumper is a great outfit. I'm a big fan of their TASG radios, but a shout out to Jumper. Please put a little bit more work into making the manual easier to use. If I'm having these troubles, I'm sure other people probably are as well. Only a single battery supplied in the box. It comes with a little charger as well, but you might want to get another battery if you're going out to maybe an indoor flying field. That's really where this is designed for. Flying inside a sports hall or a hangar, those kind of things, is really where it's going to work. Any kind of puffer wind at all is going to carry this to the other end of the field. But for me, I'm tempted to take all the electronics off here anyway and build a little wing out of foam board. Maybe put a KF step in the front to create some kind of basic aerofoil and kind of make my own little flying wing setup, because this kind of integrated all in one system is pretty good. Hopefully with the tips and tricks from those of you out there that have managed to get this thing in the air and working okay, then I won't feel like I've wasted that money. Thank you for taking the time to watch that video, and particularly for watching right to the very end. We try and release a video on Tuesday and Friday, and sometimes we'll release 1 or 2 extra ones in a week as well. All of the videos on the channel are organised into easy to use playlists, so do have a look in there, because if you're interested in a subject, we organise all the videos on that subject so you can find them easily all together in one place. If you like what we're doing, then please like and subscribe and tell others about the channel so they can come and join as well. We're available in all of the usual social media places, particularly in places like Instagram, Twitter, and we also share all of our 3D designs on Thingiverse.